I am incredibly excited to guide you through this because, honestly, we are looking at the absolute ultimate roadmap to launching your freelance career. We're going to treat the journey to your first $1,000 and well beyond that like a literal RPG-style video game. Together, we're going to build your character, equip your gear, complete your daily quests, and ultimately defeat the algorithm boss. So, get ready to level up. Okay, let's dive right into this because the sheer scale of where we're looking at is just staggering. The freelance market is projected to hit an incredible $16.5 billion by 2029. I mean, to put that into immediate perspective, in a single month alone, over 80 million people visit Fiverr. 80 million. Companies are actively shifting away from that massive full-time overhead, and instead they're looking for flexible, specialized talent like us. This means there is a massive opportunity waiting for you if you play the game right. So here's our literal main menu for beating the game of freelancing. We've got 1. The reality check. 2. Build your character. 3. Equip your gear. 4. Daily quests. 5. Beat the algorithm. And finally 6. Scale your empire. We're not sugarcoating the grind today, folks. Let's start right at the top with level 1. The reality check, expectation versus reality. We really need to break the illusion right here. The whole social media expectation is that you pick a skill, post a profile, and suddenly you're just chilling on a beach with a laptop, right? Well, actually, scratch that. The reality is, to be your own boss, you literally have to become your own sales, marketing, project management, and accounting NPC. You're doing the whole shebang. You have to do the hard things first. In the beginning, you are definitely going to face rejection and some wild income fluctuations. But listen, if you put in those early reps, the freedom and the high earning potential, they are absolutely real. Moving right along to level 2, time to build your character, skills, and niche. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it all boils down to one single core idea. Freelancing is just solving problems. That's it. Clients out there are lacking 3 major things: time, money, or energy. And your character's job is simply to solve that problem. If a client doesn't have the time to edit their own videos, you solve it. If they don't know how to set up their tech to save energy, you solve it. That right there is exactly where your value comes from. And, you absolutely don't need to be some level 99 wizard to start solving those problems. We're operating on the Pareto principle here, the 80-20 rule. You don't need advanced, highly complicated tricks right out of the gate. You just need to master the 20% core basics of a skill that will generate 80% of the results. For example, knowing how to confidently use CapCut on your phone to edit short, punchy reels for local cafes, that is a core basic that solves an immediate problem. And trust me, it has huge demand. All right, welcome to level 3. Equip your gear, setup, and portfolios. So, the crucial point here is what we call the KISS rule. Keep it super simple. Please don't overcomplicate your gear. You don't need a massive, expensive branding package or a website with a dozen pages. No way. You really just need 1 to 3 highly targeted ghost projects showcased in a clean portfolio. A ghost project is just a sample piece of work, like re-editing a YouTuber's video or maybe creating a 30-day content plan for a local restaurant. It clearly shows you can solve a very specific problem. To get that gear equipped, we're going to follow this ultimate 30-day blueprint. Week 1 is all about learning those fundamental 20% basics we just talked about. Week 2, that's when you build that simple, clean portfolio of sample projects. Then week 3 is creating your profiles on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork so you actually become discoverable. And finally, week 4 is human outreach, literally stepping out onto the map and talking to potential clients. Which brings us perfectly to level 4, daily quests, the grind for clients. Consider this your literal quest log. Every single day, you should be checking off these 3 things. Send 5 proposals on your freelance platforms. Send 5 highly targeted cold pitches. And tell 5 people in your existing network about what you do. But hey, emphasize quality over quantity here. When you cold pitch, please don't just send a generic copy-pasted message. Attach a custom-edited video sample of their actual content. Show them the value directly. Now, as you're grinding through these quests, you kind of have to remember this harsh reality. Right now, you are a level 1 noob. You are an extremely risky hire with 0 track record. So your immediate goal? Reduce the client's risk. Start with lower prices. Honestly, treat these early gigs almost like a paid internship, where your true payment is gathering those absolutely crucial 5-star reviews and building up your credibility. Once you have that trust established, you can, and for sure will, raise your rates.
All right, it's time for level 5. Beat the algorithm, the Fiverr boss fight.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because to defeat this boss, you need a highly specific winning formula. First up, you need high-volume keywords in your title and description so the algorithm actually knows you exist and gets you seen. Second, you need an eye-catching thumbnail and a gig video to secure a high click-through rate, or CTR. And finally, you need a compelling, crystal-clear offer backed by that strong portfolio we talked about to maintain a high conversion rate. That's what turns those clicks into actual paying orders. And when you're structuring those offers, utilizing package tiers is essential. Setting up basic, standard, and premium tiers lets you maximize your earnings by offering different levels of service, things like extra revisions or longer running times. But here is a massive hack that top sellers use. Charge a premium for ultra-fast delivery. Seriously, a client might gladly pay double your basic rate simply to have their problem solved in 1 or 2 days instead of 5. For them, time is literally money.
And now, welcome to the final stage. Level 6. Scale your empire from $0 to $10,000. Reaching this level requires a massive, massive mindset shift. Ready? Solve small problems, make small money. Solve big problems, make big money. As you gain XP and level up your skills, you have to stop doing the basic, everyday tasks and start tackling bigger, way more painful operational problems for businesses. The more critical the problem is to a client's revenue or their peace of mind, the higher the pay you can command. It's a real game changer.
So, to truly win the game, you need these final upgrades. You must master soft skills, things like empathy, proactive communication, and honestly, being an elite Googler who can just figure things out independently. Also, before you even think about quitting your 9-to-5 job, you absolutely must build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund to protect your finances. And finally, aim to convert your best one-off clients into predictable monthly retainers. That's how you build sustainable income. And this brilliantly illustrates our whole journey. You now hold the complete level up guide in your hands. You know exactly how to build your character, complete your daily quests, and scale your skills from basic fixes all the way to high-value solutions. The game is just waiting for you to press start. So my final question to you is this: what problem are you going to solve today? Get out there and start leveling up.